Hello, and once again, welcome to the Tea and Pretzels Podcast. Today we have two guests. I'm going to start by having you two introduce yourselves, starting with you, Jim. Who are you, and what the hell do you do on the internet?
What do I do on the internet? Well, I've been using the internet since '94, so that could be excessively long. Uh, Mostly pornography, but there's also some tweeting about, I don't know, some shit about ethics and journalism. I don't really understand any of it, but
It's actually about ethics in porn viewing.
well, I'm very ethical in my porn viewing habits. I only masturbate to Mercedes Carrera now.
Ah, very ethical. And
Very
um, and Steampunk. Who are you, and what the hell do you do on the internet?
Hello, I mainly just do tweeting. I'm going to start doing YouTube and I'm going to start doing game reviews, starting with my favorite of all time, Star Trek Online.
Yeah, I've seen you've been really into that. Anyway, just full disclosure, me and Steampunk know each other previously, just so
Yep.
everyone knows. Okay, so I guess we'll jump straight on into it, and we'll start with probably the most confusing topic I have on the list, which happened this week. Ian Miles Chung decided to start backing off from the social justice warrior mindset after Polygon attacked The Witcher 3 in one of their reviews. What do you guys think? Do you think this is something that's going to continue, or?
unexpected, to say the least.
Yeah,
I
that
was reading that.
It
Uh,
was very strange.
Well, I mean, people have talked. I mean, I haven't been active on Twitter that much this week, but then come back to it, and I see all this shit blowing up, and it's like, um, it does seem, again, it seems like some people have decided at this point they need to back away from some of the more crazy people because some people, you got to remember these people who actually work in publications, they got jobs. They may be thinking at this point, this whole progressive thing was working before, and now maybe I need to back off and be a little less insane because obviously you get some of the real insane cultists who are really pushing heavily, and it's like, yeah, there's pushback now. Maybe it'd be wise to distance yourself from some of the more crazy
Hmm.
people.
yeah, that some people on both sides are a bit crazy. Um, as we
Agreed.
all well know.
Nothing, not there's anything necessarily wrong with crazy, but there's crazy and then there's
I'm
fucking
gonna
fucking
have
insane.
to I'm gonna have to mute for a minute. I have
Yeah,
something
no
to do.
worries. No worries. Do you guys think this is going to be a trend that we see followed by other people, or do you think this is sort of an isolated incident?
I know we've
It's
seen it
probably
before.
a mix.
Uh,
Yeah, sorry.
Everyone's talking at once. Jim, you go first.
Yeah, I mean we have seen it before. I can't remember who it was now. I really hate it when a memory block, but yeah, I'd be surprised if it wasn't again.
I know
Like,
we're going to be talking later on, just real quick, about Super Space Dad, because he's been doing a bit of backtracking as well.
yes, that's true. That was another one I'd seen today, but I'm thinking there was something in the past, but it just skipped my mind. Maybe I'll remember later.
Hmm. And Mozzie, what did you have to say on that?
I thought it's probably a mix of both. It's people backing off, but we've already seen it with Randy Harper after that little shitstorm.
That's who
Um,
I was thinking of. Yeah.
and there's something I've always been wondering: who is this Super Space Dad anyway?
It's Brianna Wu's husband, isn't it? I always thought
I
that's
thought
what
that
it
was the
was.
case. Yeah,
Yeah.
I seem to recall that from somewhere.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
That's the crazy bit that I found about it. Um, it's almost like he finally got control of the computer for once. That Brianna Wu watching, who was like, "Hey guys, like, so it's trying to send out secret messages. Like, she's hitting me. Get
Why
me
don't
out of here now."
We'll actually find there's some encoded message about please send help.
Send help
it's
now.
You just take the first letter of each tweet that he's made recently. I'm sure we'll find the secret message.
She makes me play Revolution 60 every day. Please send help. Send help now.
Said decent games.
um, so after
That's
that,
that's definitely a picture that people should make. Take pictures of all the recent tweets, and then highlight single letters that are just randomly selected to make
Bible
a
codes.
message.
Bible codes.
Posted as a conspiracy theory.
Have you seen the thing about Bible codes? So people who do that with text like the Bible, and with all these crazy conspiracies coming out,
Yes.
like a predicted 9/11 or some shit like that.
Mm.
I leave for 5 seconds and we're talking about 9/11.
Look,
You knew it was going to happen.
some weird shit happens, okay, on this show. So the next topic I have here, of course, Deep Freeze finally launched and is apparently doing extremely well. I know this happened last week, but I didn't end up doing a show last week, so yeah.
What's that?
It's
People are
basically
already-
sort of repository of all information you could ever want to know about what these journalists have been up to, what sort of violations they've done, who they know, all the information you might want to know about if, for example, you care about this sort of thing.
And the
It's-
social justice warriors are going crazy over it. They
It's
just
specific-
absolutely hate it.
Not even just social justice warriors, but it's specifically crafted. It's specifically designed in a way that is made for editors to check, because then you can just go to the journalist list and then STRGF, the name of the journalist you're wondering about, and then you see what they've been doing in the past.
Yes, it's a brilliant website. It's very accessible, very easy to read, and it can be very useful for showing people exactly the problems we have. And I
And
think
people are promoting it all across, and people are already making plans for paying at least one ad campaign.
I'm pretty sure I saw Italy GG had. I'm not sure if it was about Deep Freeze. I think it was about Gamergate in specific. But he was tweeting about. He tweeted out a link to a 8chan forum where he basically broke down, and it was quite successful as getting people from Asia and Indonesia, I think, for some reason. But anyway, yes. So I believe that's off the back of that is why there's plans for doing sponsored tweets and so forth.
yeah, I mean, if we get the proper advertisement going, it can be quite influential.
The advertisement is really just for the salt. It's really just so people, so antis and proto antis and not proto antis, but lights, so that even if they try to avoid it, it still pops up, even if they use the block bot and everything.
Oh, does the promotion go through the Blockbot? I was unaware.
Yep.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, that's that's beautiful. That's gonna be fun. I know someone was talking about doing the promotion around E3 time. I thought that would be pretty hilarious. So what else do I have here other than Deep Freeze? I have AirPlay, of course, and there's criticism levied towards AirPlay. AirPlay being the SPJ meetup with Gamergate, the Mafia sit-down, as it were. What do you guys think of that? Do you guys think there's anything good's going to come of that? Anything bad's going to come of that?
Well, I guess it depends on how cynical you are about. I'm not familiar with what the format's going to be exactly, but I mean, having watched quite a few sort of debate formats, I mean, it depends whether it's like that or like an inquiry. I guess it's not really like a board of inquiry. I've watched those sort of things in like BBC Politics, like Chilcot inquiry and stuff like that. So I guess it really depends on the formats and exactly how it's moderated. I think those things really do make a massive difference.
I know there's been lots of questions about who's going to moderate it and how it's going to be moderated on both sides.
Which is completely valid.
The thing is, Koretsky has been trying to engage has been very strongly trying to engage the antis to get to them, because the journey's still out there regarding whether the antis would even show up. That's due to the initial reactions of this whole SPJ thing happening, because for some reason, someone among the antis is horrified. Someone who is well organized is absolutely terrified of the very concept of Gamergate showing up at the SPJ. They've been mobilizing the Ghazis, the SRS clique, 9gag,
Hmm.
what else? Weird Twitter, more goons. and basically trying to astroturf all sorts of Gamergate platforms like KIA or Gamergate HQ to A, discredit the SPJ, to paint it as something that isn't to be taken seriously, and B, to drive a wedge in the old usual disagreements within Gamergate.
Do you know what sort of audience this thing is likely to have? I'm just wondering what their motivation would be beyond the usual, if you're saying that they are particularly motivated.
Well, their audience is it's the journalists. This is going to be other journalists from other fields coming in to see what's going on. So this isn't going to be your regular everyday people. This is going to be other journalists, some of which have no idea what Gamergate is and potentially never heard of it before.
Yeah, I could see why then they might have some concerns about that.
Do you guys think any antis are going to show up to this? Because, I mean, there's been lots of wondering whether they're even going to show up.
Well, I don't know too much about the subject of the SVJ conference and all of that because I've been too busy doing all sorts of random crap to really accurately say anything, but I would hope they would come so that we could see just what happens, mainly.
Yeah, I hope they show up as well.
But it'd be terribly one-sided, which would be a massive disappointment in my mind, anyway.
It wouldn't prove anything if they didn't show up, and that would be the sad thing. Is it would just prove that that they're nervous about debating. I know some prominent antis have already said that they're just not going to show up.
It would prove that the antis are not just nervous but afraid. If they would really send absolutely no one.
It would do more bad than good if they didn't show up.
Yeah,
well, here's an interesting thought. You could always, I mean, knowing the sort, I'm not sure if it's been finalised yet, but knowing the sort of people going, they could probably have a good job at doing the devil's advocate thing if no one went and actually try to represent the other side fairly, which could be quite an interesting thing.
That could be interesting. Yeah, never thought of that.
But then you'd have to wonder who would do it.
Yeah.
True. But I would actually probably reasonable suggestion. I imagine someone would probably say, yeah, I'll try and represent the other side in the matter of trying to be fair. Even if they can't be bothered to do it, we'll do it for them. We'll do everything for them. Fucking hell.
I actually had represented the other side before I became a Gamergator. I actually was all social justice, and then Lusty Argonian Maid told me all of the stuff that the social justice warriors were lying to me about, and then I was like, well, then what the heck am I doing?
You filthy turncoat.
That was really that was a quick detox then.
Yeah, it usually takes a lot longer than that.
Well,
clearly not indoctrinated enough.
Yeah,
Please report to your closest re-education center immediately.
It was more early when I had just started finding out about it, and I was getting, like, it's hard to explain, but it was like in the very early times of when I found out about Gamergate and all that stuff, and when I only knew what people were telling me, which was like the Quinspiracy and all of the harassment quotation marks that was going on. And then I found out it was actually the other side.
So basically you just swallowed the story whole, and that was it.
Yeah, I'm young, I'm stupid, I'm gullible. It's just what happens.
That's how we learn, my friend. Don't worry about it.
We could, if you really joined up so late and really just bought it during conspiracy times, we could at some point do a stream where we get an old schooler who's been around from the start, and then you get to ask all sorts of questions about what was really going on during conspiracy times.
Oh, that would have been fun.
It would be. We could see about doing that at some point. That'd be something I'd be interested in hearing from as well. Is that everything we have on Airplay? Is there any final closing comments? Oh, actually, What do you guys think towards the blue list that has sort of been created for the people who will represent us?
I haven't seen it.
I know William Usher's on there. I'm not sure
I
who
think
else is
Oliver
on there.
Campbell was as well. I can't remember the entire list. I think there's about 6 or 7 names on it.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Oliver will be a good choice.
Oliver would be a great choice. I do like Oliver.
Actually, no, Christina was on there as well. Can't remember anyone else. Blocked. I think that's about all I can remember at the moment. But yeah, Christina Hoff Summers is on there as well.
I know William Usher's on there because he's the
I
guy.
thought
who
William should recuse himself from it.
He tried to, and then we chucked him right back on. I think yesterday we threw him right back on and said, "No, fuck you, you're going."
Screw what you want to do.
Yeah, no, he knows the most about the ethical side, so it would be remiss if we didn't send him. Is anyone got any closing thoughts or feelings on Airplay before we move
I
on?
was just going to try and find the list itself to see if I could actually get the full names, but haven't found it
Oh
yet.
yeah. Well, if we could get that, that'd be fantastic. Who else do you guys think would be good candidates other than those we've already mentioned here?
Well, I can't remember if Nero was on the list, but I remember I had a discussion on another stream about this, and Nero is the one that came to mind because obviously he does have a journalistic background. I know
Yeah, I
other
was
people do as
sitting here
well.
thinking about that.
He does, but he does. If you read his pieces, I got to admit, he does break some ethical boundaries from time to time. But then again, that's mostly because of the nature of the website.
That's again in if you're going to say that, there's no reason why that shouldn't come up. I suppose really, that's a perfectly reasonable thing to have to defend yourself on your record. I'd be in favour of that as well.
I don't think a journalist who has a history of breaking ethical boundaries is the best spokesperson for teaching other journalists how to be ethical. That's all.
Well, it could be the best, the reformed sinner.
Then again,
as it were.
yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, I found the full list, so I can read that out if you want.
Oh,
So,
sure, yeah, we could do that.
Okay, so we have got Milo Yiannopoulos, who is mentioned as being unethical. Then we've got Brad Wardell, not a journalist. Kathy Young, Christina Hoff Summers, not a journalist. Oliver Campbell hasn't been a journalist since 2013. Mark Sebb, William Usher, leaked to the GJ Pros list unethically. Jennifer Dorr, not a journalist. So those are the lists. So out of that lot, that leaves three journalists, I suppose. One that's unethical. 4 journalists.
That still leaves William Usher to be the favourite.
Yeah. So so that's the one I found anyway. There may be others.
Because having been on the Game Journal Pros from the start was probably not so good, but in the end wasn't he the one who did it. He the one.
He's the one who leaked it. He's the one who leaked it. Yeah.
A whistleblower.
I mean, I don't think he interacted that much with the Game Journal Pros list itself. He was on there, but I don't think he interacted with it that much. Other than to later on leak it. I don't remember seeing anything from him in any of the chat logs from it. But then again, he's the one who leaked it. Maybe he cut that stuff out. I don't know.
The Edward Snowden of gaming.
Yeah, basically.
Well, that's the thing. It's like someone mentioned this in a tweet, and I tweeted back at him, was basically saying, well, if you sign an NDA that says, and then you go and build counting machines to accurately categorize people into categories for execution, which actually happened with IBM during the Holocaust, then perhaps the breaking the NDA is the least ethical of the choices. It's like, just because one thing is unethical doesn't mean that doing another thing isn't more unethical. It's like that's the kind of the point. Is I guess if you get too sort of caught up in it's not about never doing anything unethical in any circumstance at all. It's about weighing up the options and trying to choose the most ethical path. That's kind of the point.
And if you're going to be unethical, I see it as this: if you're going to be unethical and you're going to do something that goes against the ethics standards, you got to ask yourself, who does it benefit? Does it benefit you, the writer, or does it benefit the audience? If it benefits the audience, in a big way, in enough of a way to justify taking that route, do it. But if it doesn't, don't.
Yeah, there is a reason why whistleblowing laws exist, after all.
Yeah. Okay, so that is AirPlay. We have the list there. Decide amongst yourselves what you think of that. Next up we have Deep... Oh wait, no, we already talked about Deep Freeze. Never mind. Oh, we have the interview from 2 weeks ago that I forgot to cover. Mercedes and Clueless. Did you guys see all... Did all you guys see that?
I could only manage about
The
half
more
of it.
important, the more important question is: did you see the harmful remix of it?
Oh,
I
boy.
did. I did indeed. It's beautiful.
That
Man.
sounds entertaining, but no, I've like I said, I've only seen about half the original interview, and I just gave up on it. It's like it was going nowhere. It's quite clear. But yeah, the remix version could be interesting.
I'll send you the remix. You can have a look at it after this.
Cool.
But yeah, I managed to listen to all of it only because I was doing other things at the time and I had it on in the background. And there were multiple times when I did think to myself, man, Clue, you have a very punchable face. It's just you have a face that I feel if I was to hit it, it would give slightly. I don't want to hit him. I don't advocate violence, but he just has a very punchable face.
Well, you've got to remember he probably does have some head injuries from his prior career.
Yeah. Probably does.
To me, I don't understand why he thinks he's in a position to look down on others. To me, he'll always be the Alex Jones of anti-Gamergate.
Well, you were saying earlier, Mozia, that that interview itself managed to actually get a lot of people to question the SJW mindset, didn't you?
No, that was the Joss Whedon thing.
Oh, was it the Joss Whedon stuff? Okay, never mind. I'll move on to that later then. But yeah, Chris Clue, that whole interview was, I think it was a fantastic example of how the mindset is very different from our group to theirs. And it's hilarious seeing it now that, especially after the bomb threat and whatnot, they're attempting to use our arguments on us, but they're doing it very, very badly. Like when we had the bomb threat in GG in New York, they blamed us for perpetuating a victim mentality and attempting to bank off of. Yeah, I see you laughing.
Amazing. Yeah, it was yeah, when I saw that, my God, it's like it's so. Well, it's the thing. The way I see it, it's like they're able to read other thoughts and opinions and sort of integrate them, but they're not able to come up with anything original themselves, which is why when they try to use these things, they look like a chimpanzee trying to handle an AK-47. It's like it can kind of pick it up, but it doesn't really understand the origin of this thing. And you might be able to hit a trigger, but it's unlikely to bloody hit anything.
It is very similar to that. I found it hilarious that they were victim blaming, basically. And also the fact that they thought we were playing the victim. It's just like
That was completely opposite.
Yeah, the day
We
after
made
it happened.
fun of it.
Yeah, the day after it happened, we were making jokes. like
I
if you're
couldn't
trying
help
to,
groaning at their response to it. I just sat there. I'm just like, you have to be joking. You can't possibly believe this.
It was quite something to behold. I found it hilarious.
Wait, are you talking about the bomb threat?
The reaction the SJWs had to the bomb threat, aka calling us all victim blame, calling us all using the SJW mentality and.
It's less the SJW mentality. It's more what I found infuriating about it was that they used their tinfoil aspects as an actual argument. You know, there was a tip-off where during the bomb threat that saying that the bomb threat was credible, and the tip-off came from the FBI. This bomb threat isn't just orchestrated to cash in victim bucks. This is something that federal agents confirmed is something.
Well,
Yeah.
the other interesting thing about that little fact is, of course, that when there have been, for example, Anita Sarkeesian's bomb threat, which was categorized as non-credible.
Mm. Yeah, we went ahead with the meetup, and Anita Sarkeesian cancelled the talk. Cough, cough, cough. I wonder who's playing the victim narrative now. Although they'd never admit to it. So that
Did anyone make any money off it? I haven't seen anyone attempting that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone is raking in the cash, saying I was almost bombed in
It did make a
Washington,
lot
DC.
of it did make
Well,
a
let's
lot
not
of funny
question
memes.
that. Anyway. Over here raking it in from somewhere.
Raking in all the memes.
It's a pity Chew doesn't have a cow thread, at least as far as I know. Otherwise, there would have been lots of 9/11 memes.
Yeah, the Gamergate economy is based upon memes, so that's how you heard it.
Memes and internets.
You gotta get the danker the memes, the more it's worth. That's how it works.
The rarer the Pepe.
Gotta get that rare Pepe.
Thinking about setting up a derivatives house for selling meme futures and swaptions.
Well, you know, it might be a credible business venture.
Our Lord and Savior, the mighty meme.
The mighty meme.
Meme we
Sounds
trust.
like the mighty meme sounds like something from Conker's Bad Fur Day. I am the mighty meme. So, actually, on the topic of the bomb threat, we can talk about Milo Yiannopoulos' article that he wrote after that. I believe the title was How Chew Got Me Laid, I believe it was. How
Oh,
Chew
that.
Got Me Laid.
Okay. Cheap cashing in for
I think out of all responses you could possibly have to a bomb threat, that's the best I've seen.
Yeah, definitely. No, there's no way you could top that, really, is there?
Especially when he's like tweeting out pictures of him like in bed with this guy.
Oh man, that was great.
That was a good couple of days. That was a good
I got
couple of
plenty
days.
of good laughs from that one.
Oh, the keks were real. I guess.
That's the currency.
Yeah.
We have a diverse currency.
But it depends on where you're from. If you're from 8chan, it's the Maymays and
We'll figure out an exchange rate for this all later.
yeah, don't worry about it. I'll just ask our Lord and Savior Monday Matt exactly how the exchange rate works. He's the supreme leader of Gamergate after all.
It's good to know. I was wondering when that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Took us long enough.
That's the last piece of proper news I have. The only other stuff I have here is all part of a segment I like to call Woozle News. Woozle News being stuff that is affiliated with Brianna Wu.
Oh gosh.
Brianna Wu getting too little attention for too long, and then suddenly, of course, the Keksec thing happened.
So the Keksec thing, for those of you who don't know, a trolling group known as Keksec decided to send out Brianna Wu's phone number on /B on 8chan. /B being, I believe it's the random board. I don't chan. I don't chan because I'm.
B's well known for being a den of scum and villainy. So.
Okay. So this is the sort of stuff you'd expect from B, basically.
Yep.
Okay.
They put it on UB, but the thing is, Kekseg is one of many groups, and old B used to be imagine all the trolling groups, all of them, the gay niggers, the Keksec, Lulzec, everything used to be old B, and they put it on UB now.
Just for anyone who doesn't realise, when we're talking about gay niggers and whatnot, we are talking about trolling groups. We're not actually talking about gay black people.
Homosexual black people.
Oh gosh.
Just so you know, this is what they call themselves. This isn't us.
We did not make this up.
The views of the guests on this show do not necessarily reflect the views of me.
Such a
Basically, someone either used
No
the
hate, please.
Hero Co-op site as a platform or hacked themselves their way into it and made a page on it with the phone number of Brianna Wu, and then
You see,
posted
stuff like
the link to that page on B, and then later it popped up on Baphomet as well.
I was wondering how soon it would be before it popped up on Bath.
And
I'm
then
really-
people from those two boards actually took that number and called Brianna Wu. So so anyone who didn't hide their number is if Brianna Wu is at least has the slightest shred of honesty, then those people will have problems.
It was a very, very dumb mistake on those people's parts, and I do hope these people get caught.
well.
yeah, just stuff like that is just bad. Like the fact that people do this kind of stuff all the time is just really annoys me.
Well, I mean, I hate to stereotype, but I assume these are mostly young men that are doing this sort of shit, and
Hey,
I imagine
Not
they're going to be.
necessarily.
Well, yes, indeed. Oh, well, don't know off the topic.
That's the
but
thing with trolls. That's the thing with
Why you gotta hate on
the
my
thing with
generation?
anons as well. You never know who and what they are.
True. I just imagine they're more
just
predisposed to it for particular reasons. Being
No,
young and stupid, and testosterone making you a risk taker and so forth. Not that it's exclusive.
specifically with
But more,
trolling, I'd even suspect that I'm not so sure. I'd say it's either equal or
because of anonymity, basically.
yes,
Mm.
partially
Yeah.
because of anonymity, but also because of
Um,
teenage tendencies and the like.
I think it's the Dragonkin. I honestly think the Dragonkin. That's my own personal theory on it, though.
Dragonkin.
Well, either way, yes, they're stupid, and
Hopefully they get
yeah,
caught.
exactly.
Yeah. What else do I have here? Oh yes, Brianna Wu decided to accuse. I'm gonna massacre this name. Dennis Diak. I don't know how to pronounce your second name. If you're listening, I sincerely apologize. The maker of Sanity's Requiem and other video games. Brianna Wu accused him of screen capping people's tweets and sending them off to Gamergate. He then made
That's
a Twitter
not how
account.
Twitter works.
He then
do you
specifically
even Twitter?
He then specifically made a Twitter account. He did not have one previously. He specifically made one in order to respond to Brianna and basically say, "You what?"
That's great.
I think I did see that one. Yes, it's like
Mm.
people really have to understand how the internet works because it's not going to stop working the way it currently works.
Yeah, no, the internet doesn't change that fast anyway. Yeah, I found that hilarious. Do you think there's going to be any sort of lawsuit behind this? Maybe because this is libel.
Well, I guess
That is all up to
Hey.
Dennis Diak.
Yeah, if you do it in the UK, I guess you can sue anyone for anything. These, as far as libel laws go, because they're infamously, ridiculously broad. So I get where it depends how much effort. I mean, unless you got the money to go and fight it, it is a money and time sink. So why would you do it unless you've got the capital, basically?
In America, you can sue someone for taking a picture of you without permission. So I mean, anything can happen. Either way.
I think there's people who sue you for it. I'm not sure if you'll win the case, though. I mean, the land of ambulance chasers is infamous for this sort of thing. But don't worry, we're catching up.
Yeah. So, I wonder if there's going to be a court case around this. I also saw recently. I am actually completely on news, so I'm winging it right now. I did see that the honey badgers have nearly finished their lawsuit goal. They're getting very close to the end of that.
I think it's like 90% or something at the moment.
Oh yeah. They are under 10 grand away. I think they're nearly under 5 grand away. I believe it was 24,000 last time I checked. Then again, I'm not
Definitely
gonna
doing
lie.
better than Arthur Chu's video. Definitely doing better than that one.
Oh man, I didn't even realize that was a thing until like the other day. I was wandering around. I was like,
I
someone's made a
actually,
parody movie about Arthur Chu. Wait, no, this is legit. Wait, what?
I actually looked at the goals and everything, and they failed miserably.
Did they fail? Beautiful.
Like, I don't even think they got even 20% of what they needed.
I think there's an easy explanation for this: is that tweeting is cheap, and actually putting money towards something isn't.
Yes. Well, it's like the female Thor comic book. I mean, that's being cancelled right now because of a lack of sales.
Oh, and then there was, does anybody remember that Barbie doll that feminists made that
Do you mean that
absolutely
horrible-
failed?
Realistically proportioned,
Yeah.
realistically in their
Yeah.
terms at least. Anyway.
That's the one. Did that actually fail? I
That-
heard
that-
about it.
Completely and utterly failed.
I heard about it like vaguely, and then it just disappeared off the radar. It just.
I only
completely
saw
vanished.
the shoe on head video of it.
Yeah,
Mm.
it was quite funny. There's been a couple of ones of that sort of vein with yeah, I mean it's just why no one wants to own an ugly doll, basically is the point. Boy or girl.
Speak for
No one wants
yourself.
to own something well, okay, maybe you've got a particular fetish, I don't know.
Don't judge me.
There's a market for everything, I suppose. But whether that's a lucrative market or not is another matter.
I'll make it lucrative. Anyway.
Well, there's 3D printing these days, so you can make your own dolls. There you go. There's the solution.
Or you
Right.
could go to like Budsy or something that make little stuffed animals out of drawings that you give them.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's a really cool idea.
They went on Shark Tank, and I think they may have gotten a partnership. I don't know.
Anyway, what have you guys seen recently? Have you guys seen any crazy things happening you want to talk about?
Covered most of them. I'm just going to check my history. I think that's covered most of them actually that I could think of.
Yeah,
So,
there's been lots of stuff. There's been lots of stuff that's happened and not much we can talk about.
yes. Children are apparently being indoctrinated by secret Gamergate agents to give the wrong answers to questions made by Progressive when they're asked about their opinions and games.
Shit, shut it down. We've been caught. They know. They know.
I know.
Shut it down, the goyim no.
Shut down the op.
Wait, who said that?
I'm just trying to find the specific tweet information about it, but that is essentially the nutshell of it. Let me try and find the precise information. So
I'd love to find out who said that. Just Jesus Christ.
I know it's quite
just-
quite amazing.
It's just another entry in the long list of conspiracy theories on Gamergate.
Okay,
Oh,
almost
man.
there. Here we go.
Because it's just to some of them, it seems to be so impossible in their minds that Gamergate could actually be more than them in terms of people.
So just load up the
They
thing.
just can't
So
believe
there's-
it.
Yeah, it's a Polygon article about which is blaming Gamergate for influencing children. So the quote from the KIA thread here is: Wiseman said, "Everywhere she looked on social media and in the gaming press, she saw evidence of women in the games industry being attacked." Well, of course. At the same time, it felt like Gamergate was putting words in the mouths of the students she came in contact with on a daily basis, imposing attitudes and desires on their gaming habits on the outside. So, obviously, yes, we have been uncovered here. I mean, it's just amazing.
Oh,
the
no,
level of delusion.
They've exposed us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have been caught, guys. Just shut it down. Just shut it all down.
We have to call all the professors and cancel the university indoctrination program.
Tell Christina Hoff Summers that she's been found out and she needs to stop right now.
Gamergate is mentioned 11 separate times in this article. Was it 10? I'm just using the search index. So, yeah, there's a couple of comments actually. So I'm wrong. What's that? About 6 times in this article. Of course. I mean, I just laugh because basically Gamergate is now clickbait. Basically, that's what it is now.
We are the boogeymen underneath their beds. That's the hilarious thing. Is everything in the world is now blamed on us.
Oh, yeah, okay, so, yeah, getting to the right point in the article to continue that quote. The bottom line, Wiseman said, was that Gamergate was promoting a kind of narrative around the gender issues in gaming that didn't match up with what she was seeing in her daily interactions with kids. But she was torn over whether or not to throw herself into the ongoing culture war. It's like, no, sorry, you're already there, love, because you've already got this belief that somehow Gamergate's promoting a gender. Yeah, we came into being to promote a gender. I mean, what's it gone from? Gone from hating women to some people say, oh, well, maybe you've got a point about ethics, but you need to abandon Gamergate because that's about hating women. To we're propagandists trying to capture the minds of children. It's hilarious, quite hilarious.
Not just that, our attitudes and how our teachings have been propagated years before we existed.
I know, and with progressives being in all the schools, how could they have failed so spectacularly to notice our sleeper agents?
Oh man.
Gamergate sleeper agents.
Oh gosh.
Sometimes I wonder this boogeyman of theirs. Actually, these ideas they have aren't that bad.
Well, I'm just hoping that now. I'm just now imagining a scene where, like, you got a teacher's lounge, and it's like, well, look, I've seen this thing, right? And look, we're just going to have to figure out which one of us is the Gamergate agent in our midst. And I'm sorry, we're going to have to do something about this. I can just imagine scenes like this in bloody primary schools or elementary schools.
Gamergator.
Yeah, it's like, well, obviously you're the secret agent who's been teaching his kids this propaganda. No, you're the secret agent. No, it's like, I mean, everyone's somebody. It's another form of witch hunting. It's just full of keck.
We should just say that there's a mole in the social justice community and just watch them try to figure it out.
Am I getting it wrong?
Happen.
That the only thing that's really happening is that that she's encountering these people and they have completely ordinary attitudes of normal people, and these attitudes of course disagree with hers, and hence she thinks we must have influenced them.
If they aren't with us, they're against us.
In an absolute nutshell, that is basically what this article is saying. It's like, I'm shocked that other normal kids are just saying these things which do not agree. I mean, with my biased beliefs as an adult, it's. I mean, what else can you say? These people are completely unaware of themselves.
It is quite ridiculous. It reminded me of there was something else they accused us of that was ridiculous.
Being terrorists?
There was the terrorist one, but there was something they accused us of doing. I think it was like that we were recruiting people for ISIS or something.
Wait, they did that?
No.
They said that?
I know someone. No, he wasn't.
I know
he
we were
wasn't
compared.
I mean, it
I know we
doesn't
were compared to
surprise
ISIS and found to
me,
be
but
superior in everything.
Yeah.
I do remember that we started the Sat Puppies, and we caused what was it? What was that film? Kill Bill? No, not Kill Bill. Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch to flop.
Yeah, we made Sucker Punch fail, guys.
There was one more thing that we did way before Gamergate existed.
Yeah, that's where the Gamergate time machine whole joke came from.
I'll tell you what, it's incredibly useful, that thing. You wouldn't believe how useful it is.
Yes, but Jim here is the one who operates the Gamergate time machine.
Gamergate, changing the world since the beginning of time.
Of course, I'm not going to erase the history of these people by assassinating their grandfathers just yet, because it's too much fun.
Just fucking with them for a bit.
Yeah. Or from my perspective, for all eternity.
See, time jokes.
Welcome to time travel. This is how it works, folks.
You're a time troll.
Yes, Gamergate time troll.
Time traveling trolls. What have we created?
What have we done?
Well, we've done literally everything in all of human civilization. I was the one who first encouraged cavemen to pull their women by the hair when they're dragging them back to the caves. That's where that whole thing started.
Okay. That's just convenient. So it's like a handle.
I thought that was decided in the first weekly patriarchy meeting.
Yes. The first ever.
How do you feel they got
patriarchy
started?
Yeah.
First order of patriarchy. Make those barbarians drag him by the hair.
It's easier.
I mean, if you notice, throughout all religious texts across the world and all cave paintings, you will notice there are secret references. You just have to figure them out, but you will see that there's hashtag Gamergate in them. If you know how to properly decode it.
Sorry.
We're always really serious on this show, as you can tell.
This is a fact, people. Look it up in your Illuminati manuals.
Wait, I had to sign a contract saying I'd be completely serious during this.
Super. Well, I don't get why Mozzie is laughing.
I think he's just having
Is
a
this just
seizure.
a
It's
game to
okay.
you?
This is something. No, this is something we need to make. this whole idea. Of, putting together the pieces of the ancient prophecy.
We just like can you go back in time in your machine and change the what do you call it, Mayan calendar to have like on the last day just GG as icons on the last day on the Mayan calendar.
I did it yesterday.
We are the new 2012 apocalypse.
You thought the world was
Just-
gonna end? Nope, Gamergate.
Look, just play. Look, all I need to do is go and talk to that Catholic monk who calculated the date of Jesus and say, look, mate, you're off by 2 years, all right? We'll adjust it. There we go.
Just
Sorted.
show him. Just show him Milo and be like, here is your Jesus. Turns out Jesus actually okay with gay people.
Turns out Jesus actually was a gay person.
Yeah. Huh.
Turns out Jesus supported Gamergate.
Don't say that. Don't say that. They'll come onto this and be like, oh, there we go. Proof that Gamergate's a religion.
Oh, darn it.
I already stated it's all religions and all culture everywhere from the inception of humanity because I've put all the items in there. You see, I've already done that.
Wait.
That's-
Hold on. Hold the phone. Did we create SJWs? Did we create feminism?
Yes.
Let me
we
guess.
created it for our own amusement.
We needed a place to
Really
put all the
just
crazy
artificially
people.
created. The ideology was artificially created in order to prop us up as a force to fight against them.
We needed to
And then
show,
prepare us
show
for
people
a
who's
greater
boss.
battle.
The greater battle against.
It's okay, they're only
against
fulfilling
who?
their purpose.
The fairies? We can annihilate them at any point. They are useful now, so they may stay.
There's a big button in the Gamergate HQ, and if we press it, they just all disappear.
Yeah. It's just a giant red button.
They've never
Man.
even have existed.
To quote Doctor Who, the big friendly button.
The big friendly
I
button.
thought your approach to the Mayan calendar would have been different. I thought the Mayan calendar would have been from when you had Jace Connors as a guest in the Gamergate time machine, and he prepared the Operation Woopocalypse. He got the calculations wrong.
Oh man, woo!
You had
Apocalypse.
one
Oh
job.
man.
No, they sent me back too early. I've got to wait it out here.
Oh man, actually no, never mind. Just to correct what I said earlier, the Honey Badgers fundraiser is actually 2,000 away, under 2,000 away. That's awesome. Looking forward to that.
If they go through, there will be so many lols.
Oh, the kicks will be beyond measure, and that group honestly feels like they will go through with it. They do seem like the kind of people who would do that.
It seems the salt miners are going to have a good month.
Mm-hmm.
The
The salt
salt
must
must
flow.
flow.
Oh man.
I
We're
see
opening up
you've-
Mm-hmm.
new places to mine.
I see you've actually embraced 8chan by now. The salt must flow isn't seen very often outside of there.
Well,
Oh,
I
I've never
saw
been on
Dune.
8chan, so.
I saw Dune, and therefore I get the reference.
I
Although
mean,
yes,
yes.
yeah, go on.
I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious to anyone what's going. I mean, you see. I mean, it's not like just because you haven't been in 8chan, you're not aware of general pop culture or shit. Especially if you're, I guess there are a lot of nerdy, geeky types, as you would say, who have watched a lot of sci-fi and all that sort of thing. I mean, I got the idea straight away. It's like, yeah, the spice must flow, the salt must flow, of course. And why is it salts?
Mm.
Because tears and so forth. And yeah,
Hmm.
you need additional. You must build additional salt factories. You have insufficient salt factories, so the amount of tears you need to produce.
We must harvest all the tears.
Yes, indeed.
Oh man. Yeah, I think it's hilarious the fact that that Twitter's become the new 4chan pretty much. I mean, I know 8chan's
Well,
there, but
I get that they brought it upon themselves by all
Mm.
congregating there and say, oh well, no, because I mean, I never would have used Twitter if it wasn't for this shit. But it's like, well, okay, this is the internet. We're now basically taking over Twitter. That was the basic point, really. And
Well, yeah,
it's basically be successful in
it was all
beyond
during
anyone's dreams.
it was all during the OP Firefly that we did that.
No, that was Tumblr.
Was
Twitter
I've-
stuff happened way before that.
Oh, did it? As far as I was aware, Firefly was Tumblr and Twitter. Like it was a push
Mm.
for both.
Not sure. I thought Firefly was just Tumblr.
Either way, we are now everywhere.
That way the
and,
metaphor made sense.
we're not everywhere, and we're apparently even in children's schools. Apparently, cool.
Well, I
did-
mean, I get. From my perspective, I guess the point was I was quite happy for these people to have their own little dumbass corners of the internet until they
Yeah.
decided to come and infect the intelligent corners of the internet with their bullshit, where I'd like to reside, so they can fuck right off there. I'm much better at this than you. This whole internet thing, people. So you've picked a war you cannot win. This is their basic problem. They had no idea of their own capacity. And they still seem to be blissfully unaware of how inadequate they are to fight an information war, because
it's
they
like-
don't have the thoughts or the information.
It's like that picture that was being shared around at the beginning of all of this. There was a reference to the Batman movie. It was that oh, so you're going to try and get you're trying to take on gamers, people who have been slandered, people who are willing to grind for months for a small reward, people who have the worst abuse thrown at them, and your plan is to slander and outlast these people. Good luck.
Yeah,
They
that was
really don't know.
Lucius Fox in was that the second one or the first one? I can't remember now.
I
But
think
yeah,
it was the second one.
Batman. So Batman, the Dark Knight. Then
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah,
that
that's
one.
the second one.
But yeah, it really is. They've gone up against the wrong crowd in the wrong battlefield.
basically, yeah.
Yeah, we know how this shit works.
And of course, don't forget we have the FBI.
Yes, I've just noticed, Jim, your little subtitle thing
Oh,
on your camera.
strapline. Yeah.
Child agent
Yes,
recruiter. Okay.
Yes.
Child agent recruit.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, that's. I should have remembered earlier, obviously, because I put it in there. Because I tend to do this in other streams. I always try to think of something witty to put into one of these things that's relevant in some way, just for the lulls.
For the lulz, as yes. Oh.
Gotta do everything for the lols.
Just had something sent to me from Sarah, SH Butts. Apparently, Mum's banning violent video games is
Oh
an
my
important
gosh.
cause, nothing to do with censorship. Huh.
Does anybody realize it's a freaking troll account?
It must be. It's got to be by now.
It is. I've encountered them many times, and they are.
I don't care either way. It's my simple fact, because it's just like there's no point in caring about this person. There is no. I mean, whether it's a troll or not, or dribbling idiot, it's like, what the hell are you going to get out of this conversation?
Honestly, you just need to look at a few of their tweets, and you'll know it's a troll account. It's just so obvious.
The only thing I do with that now is whenever whenever Sarah posts something like, "This person represents all of Gamergate," I just put a quick thing like, "No, they just represent themselves," and then I leave it at that. That's all I do now.
Yeah, it's not worth the effort, basically.
Yeah. It's not worth actually
I
trying
mean,
to.
like I say,
When do you
It's
think
not- if-
a man in black is going to quit?
That's a hard question.
he's too legit to quit.
He's the OG. He's our grandfather. We can't allow him to quit.
Yeah, we need him.
I'm saying that
Must
because
stay.
we are part of the me and Copper here are part of the Color Cabal, and without him we are nothing. He is the supreme leader of Color Cabal. He just doesn't know it.
He created us.
If you're going to play that one, then what you need to do is need to do the poll thing. You need to take a man in black and make shops of him.
You know what I'm thinking though. I'm thinking Captain Scarlet, because if anyone else has seen that show, the original one or the like CGI one I did afterwards. But I mean, if you don't know, then basically you've got this organisation's well, I think it was Spectrum, the organisation who basically fighting the Mysterons, who are some aliens from Mars who they blew up accidentally, and now the Mysterons are kind of pissed off about that, understandably. You have Captain Scarlet. I don't know why it's just red, because Scarlet sounds better, I would assume. And then Captain Black, and they're assigned to go and do something. Captain Black they both end up being cloned into agents, except for Captain Scarlet somehow his brain gets jostled or something, so he doesn't become completely under the control. Captain Black, however, is completely under Mysteron control. They're both indestructible, and you've then got other people like Captain Blue and Lieutenant Green and all that. So what my thought was is that this is a complete power here: Man in Black, Captain Black, and you've got all the rest of the colours in the Spectrum team, all the various other members of the Colour Cabal. So for me, that was a one-to-one mapping. But I imagine, by the sounds of it, I'm the only person who remembers Captain Scarlet. So that was a waste of 5 minutes.
I'm too young to know all of these.
Because if I understand it correctly, he doesn't write for Boing Boing anymore. So he's really just doing it for free.
By the way, just so you guys know, a single week. That's how long Arthur Chu lasted off of Twitter. He is now back.
Yes, I saw that tweeted as well. I mean, well, can you be surprised? It wasn't even a very good rage quit.
He really
You've got to
was.
I didn't even notice he
delete
did
your
rage
account.
quit.
I thought that was.
You gotta
was
rage
He
quit
was
better,
gone.
man.
So, well, it's an attention-seeking method. Obviously, if you're going to quit, you just stop. Basically, you don't say anything. You just stop.
Yeah, you just go away. You don't make a big deal about it.
Well, there are ways to do it too. There are ways to quit noisy, but without big drama. But I didn't even know he was gone, so that wasn't a very good rage quit, was it?
Well, I mean, unless you're looking out for this sort of stuff, you're probably not going to see it, right? I mean,
Apparently now you have to combine.
He has me blocked, so I don't see his tweets anymore.
well,
You have,
exactly. I couldn't even follow half these people. I mean, I have to log out of Twitter and check this stuff. So yeah.
There's a reason
they
why I
have
have
to
multiple
obviously
alts.
you have to combine the bomb chew with the boomerang.
This is all. I mean, this is all becoming very Mario Kart. Well, I don't know when we're going to get the shells and bananas involved, but yes, we've already got 2 power-ups involved here.
Mm.
But at least in Mario Kart 8, if you get the boomerang wasn't in the earlier games, I think.
No,
Unless
I
it
was
in 7, but I don't
talking
know.
about Zelda mostly.
Oh,
Well,
The favorite nickname for him by now is no longer the choo choo train; it's the bomb chew.
I think we're uncovering a fake gamer boy right here in the form of Jim, getting his video games mixed up.
well, I'm sorry if I don't play that much Nintendo, but hang on, this is my Wii U controller, so whatever, right?
Oh.
Here's my PS3 plugged in with a 5-meter extension cable, and
Well, it's
here's
that
my
it's that 5-meter
here's
extension
my
cable, and so
computer
is it.
next to me. my second computer next to me. Right. Okay. I think I've got enough tech here to prove my credentials.
It's a 5-meter extension cable that really sold it for me. Don't know about you guys.
The only reason I'd get PlayStation is for Last of Us. That's all I'm saying.
It is a good game. I can
PC
only
Gamer
recommend
Master
it.
Race.
Yep.
Sorry, what
I
were we saying?
I am also using this. I am also using this very expensive, very powerful laptop for games. So I have all the bases covered. I am. I don't know. PC Master Race combined with a pleb. It gets me somewhere in the middle. I
It's
don't know.
PC
Don't know how that
console
works.
Master Race.
It's
The
Right,
more
there you
like
go.
but the console is called a console peasant. Plebs are people on Reddit.
No.
console peasants, and
This-
then
this is
it's
what it is.
laptop middle class.
I'm the next evolution. I'm beyond mere mortals because I own all the consoles.
You're a demigod,
That's how it
basically. You
I'm a
you
demi-
gave
Yes.
yeah you play on a laptop. You are demigod. You're not fully there. You're not fully there, but you're getting there.
Hey,
I've got-
at least it's better
I've
than people who
Got
play
an
on
old
Macs.
PC out there as well.
Oh, did you say
Can't
people play on Mac?
Macs.
That's yeah. I saw on Kotaku they did an article that was the Apple trackpad might be the best games controller ever.
Fuck
What?
off.
What?
That's
I see.
There-
That's just clear bloody hipster talking, isn't it? There.
that's the simple answer is they're trying to compete with BuzzFeed for the worst news.
I think they really are, and after BuzzFeed like taking a dump on Color Cabal, like they're gonna have to step up their game if they want to be worse. Oh, and for those of you who are listening, we're probably gonna finish it up soon because we are just sort of rambling on. For those of you who are listening, the colorcabal.com, the website for Color Cabal, is now up. It is now live. We are now posting shit on to the website, so feel free to go and visit our website.
I still need to get an account for that. I just keep forgetting.
You really do. I believe. I think you're actually on the site as a member, but you've not put in your bio or anything. Hang on a sec. I'll quickly check. Meet the team. Oh no, you're not. Yeah, you need to get on that. You need to get on that.
I need to talk with the ogre.
You need to talk with the ogre. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not ogre till
There
it's
was
ogre.
something. I
It's
forgot
all
what
ogre
it was.
now.
Ogre. It's never.
Oh,
Ogre.
I remember. There has been a CSI episode that I didn't watch. But
Oh,
there's
yeah?
there's
Which
been
one?
one. The gaming CSI
Was it
episode.
the?
Oh,
No, I
intimidation
mean as
game.
in.
No,
No, that was a
similar
That's
to
for
an
you.
intimidation game.
That would be you.
Which CSI series was it? Because there's like a million spin-offs.
I don't know. I only really heard that.
You only heard. Oh, okay. So we haven't actually seen it. No one's seen it.
I haven't seen it. No, I've only seen intimidation game. That's all the gaming entertainment I need.
I saw Intimidation Game, the sort of the Teal'c version of it, just where they cut out all the best scenes, and that made me proud that I didn't sit down and watch the full thing. So it's just like, this is painful. This is painful.
I used to watch Law and Order quite a bit, but I haven't done for like 10 years or something. I mean, that's a long-running series, so even saying that is not really saying that much. But I did watch it ages ago. Same with CSI, really, as well. When they just spawned off a million bloody offshoots, and most of which weren't very good. And at the time the intimidation game thing was coming up, I instantly recalled the dual keyboard using Second Life episode they had in CSI New York, which is one of the most particularly stupid of all the spin-offs.
Who uses two
yes,
keyboards?
No, I mean one keyboard, two people typing on one keyboard.
Oh no, never mind. That's even more stupid. What?
Okay.
Exactly, I know.
The former I could have understood.
Yeah, that could actually work, right? People hacking in parallel, like you're taking one side or you're taking one route to. I mean, actually, that makes perfect sense if you're trying to hack something. But even at the end of the day, what they were basically trying to do was chase someone in Second Life, for Christ's sake. You don't need to chase people in a virtual world. That's not how it works. You call up the admins. You say, look, we got this guy. His username, blah blah blah, whatever, and we're the police department, I guess. They're not even FBI. They probably wouldn't even have jurisdiction to do that shit, for Christ's sake. I don't know American law, so don't sue me if that's wrong.
If someone's chasing you in a video game as well, if you're being chased in a video game, why not just like log out, turn it off, and they can't catch you?
Yes. Well, this is Hollywood for you. I mean, apparently I assume they use computers on a daily basis, but either they don't care to, because they assume their audience still doesn't know how computers work, which probably applies to possibly the aging demographic that probably still watches these police procedurals, or they just do not know how to create drama without using these ridiculous computer tropes. I imagined any combination of these things could be true.
Yeah. How much
Probably
you want
laziness being first.
Well, I do remember one games episode from Grimm where they had an MMO and the villain of the episode is a serial killer who basically mimics The Ring. He always kills his victims right after murdering them in the game.
Okay.
I was just thinking about the whole Gamergate is indoctrinating people. Are they going to start playing video games backwards to find hidden messages?
How do you even do that?
I think
hidden in the code.
Is that how we indoctrinate them? Is
Do you mean messages through similar methods as watermarks?
I've got it, people. We're actually in the Matrix, and what we've hacked the Matrix, so we're inserting these ideas directly into the child's mind through their little pods that they're living in. We're actually all outside the Matrix, but we jack in order to hack the Matrix, and that's how we get the kids.
We do it through leet haxing, basically.
Indeed, of course. What other methods could we possibly use?
It's not like anyone could come up with their own individual thoughts and just happen to come to the same conclusion. Jeez.
Nonsense. That's not how things work. We all know this.
That's crazy talk.
Well, if everything goes well, who knows? Maybe in the distant future, we will have a state where Gamergate rules everything, and a literal thought police prevents you from having any too progressive thoughts.
I see you've had a little bit too much to think.
It is actually an interesting thing, having brought that up, is Randy Harper being a good example, is like people who change their tune quite radically about their beliefs. In our case, probably for financial gain, but also people who do like gender studies coming out of it and say, well, I didn't realise how oppressed I was until I started learning about how oppressed I was. It's like, no, see, this is because reality, you're not really being oppressed. So you have to be taught how victimised you are. So it's completely arse backwards. This is the basic point. It's like, we haven't taught these kids how oppressed they are yet. It's almost like they think there's no problem or something.
It's like being punched repeatedly in the face and not realizing you're being punched in the face until someone tells you, hey, just so you know, this guy's punching you in the face. You should probably do something about that. Like, what? No.
Cheers.
That's not how it works.
I wondered why my nose hurt so much. Thanks for that.
Oh yeah. Well, that's all the shit I have. Unless you guys have anything you guys want to talk about that's happened over the past 2 weeks, because we did miss last week's podcast. So there are things that probably have gone under the radar, but I can't think of any right now.
My mind doesn't work that far back in the past, unless that's why I have a time machine.
Well, I guess if that's newsworthy, the whole Facebook stuff.
Facebook stuff?
Yes, the Ultras split up.
Oh yeah, the Facebook group Gamergate Ultras have split up due to a bit of internal drama. You know more about this than I do, Mozzie. It's unfortunate, and I hope everyone in it, is okay and sorts himself out.
Basically, it comes down to paranoia on the part of a very few people who started spinning out of control and just deleted the Gamergate Ultras group. And there was a backup for that, and that is the Gamergate Ultras 2 Boogaloo. And then that initial person remade the old Gamergate Ultras group again.
What state is it in now? Or is it just gone?
It's probably back, but I don't care
Oh.
so much for it anymore.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Because if you want ultras, the second ultras group is safer, definitely. Because of this instability problem is still there with the first one.
Well, the one that's there right now, it only. Oh no, there are a couple of people posting in it. Never mind. Disregard what I
72
said.
people, yes.
Really, I'm looking at one with. Bear with me, about 1,000 people in it. Oh no, you're right. 72 members. It's a lot smaller than it was before. Do you know if everyone's migrated to the other groups, or have they just sort of disappeared?
Migrated and disappeared, at least for the time being. Now let's see. Here it is. Ultras 2 Reckoning. Ultras 2 Reckoning Boogaloo. Do you feel in charge? Okay, it's just at 250 members.
Okay.
But nonetheless, it's with Bane.
Is that child being indoctrinated in the background?
Don't ask about that. We don't talk about that.
You wouldn't notice. The messages are too subtle.
Yeah.
They're embedded.
Was my little brother.
They're embedded into the game, but as content that you don't see if you play the game, unless you have very good eyes, because it's all written into the sky oftentimes in a way that if you don't specifically look for it, you don't see it, but it's visible enough to write itself into your mind.
Yeah. Basically, it just flashes on the screen every now and again. If you're inside, like for a split second, just Gamergate is love. Gamergate is love.
Pay attention to your telly screens now, citizens.
You are not oppressed. You are free to do whatever you want.
Guys, we aren't supposed to be leaking all of these Gamergate secrets.
Oh wait, shit, we're still live? Fuck.
That's all been leaked already. They found out.
They know.
Yes, they know.
Well, if you did want something else from the last 2 weeks, I was just checking my Twitter feed, which is normally how I remember things in the past, to see what I was tweeting about. Yes, there was a thing that I'd heard on Radio 4, which I talked about in another stream. The guy who did the Stanford prison experiments was talking about how porn and games were harmful to young men. The standard narrative things came up as you'd expect, and yes, it was infuriating, because I normally listen to the Today program on Radio 4 in the morning, and as soon as I heard it, and it's like, right, goddamn, I'm going to be talking about this shit later, which is what I did do. So that's something else. I could play. I don't know how paranoid you are about copyright. I could play some of it if you wanted through.
Nah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I'd rather not risk it. But that is, they're still going on with these same arguments.
Yep.
That's frustrating and irritating. Why? There's been like multiple studies coming out saying it's all bullshit, but still.
Yes, but you're forgetting there
Right,
are ideologues with a lot of money who don't want to know that their beliefs aren't true.
The main thing, the main thrust of this one wasn't about violence or anything like that. It was more general corruption of the youth sort of thing somehow. And the basic thing was, all right, well, no, it's in a pornography or games is fine as long as it's not in excess, and like you defined excess as like more than 30 hours a week or something like that. And it was like, I play quite a lot of games. I probably don't do that, but then I do have to work for 45 hours a week at a minimum, so I can't. I guess maybe if you're a kid and doing things all day, maybe, but then it comes to, well, maybe that's the parents' responsibility a little bit, just a smidge, maybe. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I would be with you on that. It's mostly the parents' responsibility, not the media's responsibility to cater to the parents. The thing is a lot of these people want the government to parent their children for them, and they will want that until the government actually starts parenting their kids for them.
And then they get mad.
Yeah, then they will get angry.
Well,
they want all the power and the responsibility.
In this case, I'm not even. I mean, it's not even It's like I want the government to parent my kids. I want the government to parent these other kids that are obviously at risk because I mean, obviously, nothing's going to go wrong with my kids or anything, or I'm not going to be influenced by this stuff. This is
My kids are
people.
little angels.
Well, it's not even that. It's more like, well, I can censor things obviously because I'm not affected by these media, so it's fine for me to like watch it and I won't be affected, and then I can tell the plebs exactly what they can or can't watch because it would distort their minds within a few seconds if you allow that shit to happen.
Hmm. There's something else here we can talk about, although it's definitely not Gamergate related. Have you guys heard of Bahar Mustafa? Bahar Mustafa, I
but
think
that's a bit off topic, isn't it?
it is a bit off topic, but do you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
Nah.
Never,
Okay, we can have
what's
like a
that?
segment on Snow White. Basically, she's this student who is the diversity officer of a university, who organized this big meetup, but specifically ordered any white people and men to stay away from it.
That one, yes, that
Yes.
one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still stuck on
Snow White.
diversity officer.
This happened, and recently, what happened was a lot of people obviously got angry because of this, and what you'd expect to happen is the college to, I don't know, take away the privilege for her to be the diversity officer for promoting racism. Instead, they gave her a platform in order to, quote unquote, justify her racism, as she is a minority woman.
Now the joke about it is, she says she's a minority woman because she has probably Arabic descent.
Hmm.
But if you look at her, she's not particularly minority-y, is she? She looks as white. She looks
And
as
she's
white
wealthy.
Yeah, she looks
She's
fairly Caucasian.
Got that money privilege and the class privilege, which, strangely enough, I never want to talk about.
That, she lives in a house that's nearly worth $500,000.
Even I'm not that rich.
Nah.
I'm doing
Even
all right.
us, with all our Gamergate dollars, with all our memes and keks, we still cannot afford that house.
Well, the other thing just came to mind, which is we all know what diversity officer means now. It means you arrest all the white people, especially the men.
Yeah, that's how it
Arrest
works.
them,
In the name of
handcuff them,
diversity.
throw them in jail.
You're not diverse enough. You have to leave.
Yeah, it's like a man in black complaining that was it David Vari, I think his name is, that his game that he's setting in medieval Europe doesn't have enough black people in it.
Daniel
And it's-
Vavra.
Vavra, is that how you pronounce
Well,
it?
if it did,
Well, then if it
And
did, it wouldn't
Vavara.
be accurate.
Yeah.
if it did, at best they'd probably be slaves, probably of Muslims. So you can have like a crusade sort of thing, because the Arabs did a lot of trading in Africa.
It takes place in I think 15th century Bohemia.
Yes.
So even the Muslim thing would be kind of far fetched.
The thing is, during the time that it's set, there were black people in Europe. They were called the Moors. They were on the other side of Europe. They were in Spain. They were nowhere near Bohemia. And then they were saying before that the Turks were there, which they were. But have you seen Turks? Have you seen Turkish people? They're not black.
In case any Americans are listening, Turks are not black. Turks
Yeah, they're
are
not.
white. They're as white as us.
Yeah. They're no blacker than us. Like, what?
Well, they have a less pasty than me. They do live in the sunshine most of the time, so.
They're slightly more tanned. I would
Olive-skinned,
not
I
consider.
guess is the
Yes.
term.
Yeah, I would not consider. Turkish people are sort of like so they're sort of similar to Hispanic when it comes to their skin tone. I would say like some Mexicans when it comes to their skin tone. They're not black, but they're not fully white either. But they're not people of color, and I dare say if they were there during the time that this game is set, he will have added them, considering the fact that he's had historians consulting on the game. Oh man.
Historians
History
say
is
there
written
were
by
no
the white
black
man.
people.
Am I being the stupid? No, it is the historians who are the stupid.
Historian says there were no black people. Feminist says, oh yes, there was.
Oh
maybe,
well.
maybe all the historians were really just nationalistic revisionists.
Yep.
In
Yeah,
fact,
as I
there
say,
were
go-
blacks in Europe.
Also, Winston
Go and
Churchill
do your
was
game
a
about
Dragonton,
Northern
gay
Africa or
vegan.
something.
Sorry.
Yeah, if you want to do historical accuracy about the same time, you could go to Northern Africa and have all the Arabic peoples engage in enslaving black people and really being quite horrible to them. Why don't you could do that game? But I guess because that doesn't involve a white man that you can demonise, that's just not going to work.
Well, that's what a
Well,
lot of people forget.
also one reason would probably be because there is, for instance, no such thing as a Zimbabwean gaming industry. So the inspiration is probably not there for that kind of stuff.
That's the thing a lot of people forget about slavery is, in fact, a lot of the slaves that were bought by Western people, by white people, often were enslaved by other black people. There was tribe mentality. We just bought them. We didn't enslave them. They were already slaves. We
Yes,
just
but that's
transported them.
yes, but taking that into account destroys the potential to demonize to blame the white man for it.
Oh yeah.
Plus,
And
the
we all know they
etymology of
love
the
blaming
word
white people.
itself. The
And then-
etymology of the word itself is problematic because slave refers to the Slavic people. Now, I don't know if you've noticed what colour they are.
Yep. Also, if you look at who decided to outlaw slavery, oh yeah, it was those white people. Huh.
Those darn white people.
Trying to outlaw slavery before black people wanted to outlaw slavery. Okay, cool story, bro.
Yeah, but if you're going to go there, then you might as well come along with cultural appropriation.
Oh no, fuck cultural appropriation. It's such a stupid fucking idea. Good God. When I first learned about that, I wanted to punch somebody because it's like,
Take your cultural appropriation and kick it out the door.
no one owns a
Can
culture.
Can we get Europe to indict itself for having culturally appropriated all of Roman culture and Greek culture? Or wait a second, no, it's kind of imposed in many ways, but yeah, that whole concept is just bloody stupid.
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the similar territory, isn't it? It's that kind of stupidity.
How dare you have dreadlocks? My great grandfather had dreadlocks. You're not allowed them. That's our hairstyle. You're not allowed to use it.
Well, that's my
In
shirt.
that case, you're not. You're,
And
you're,
my house,
the
and my
option is,
car.
yeah. Well,
Sorry, what were you
Tim
saying?
Berners-Lee was a white man who invented the www protocol. Was invented by a white man. Therefore, get off my white internet.
White internet.
Stop
Or
stop
you could-
Get out on the
appropriating my
internet.
internet.
That's going to
Or
be
you
the
could-
hashtag for the episode. Hashtag.
Get out
Hashtag-
on the internet.
Hashtag white internet. Spread it, guys. Make it
Not
work.
just white, British white.
British
Hashtag
white internet. No, the Queen's internet. Go, make it spread.
The Queen's
There we
internet.
go.
I'm tweeting that right after this.
Yeah, hashtag the Queen's internet. There we go. Well, if you're gonna go about cultural appropriation, how you shouldn't be allowed to use other people's culture, then surely gaming culture is something that these people aren't allowed to fucking appropriate. That's our culture. You can't use it.
Brianna Wu.
Well,
These
consistency.
are ours. Get out.
Oh yeah, no. It's just like if they're going to get pissed off about one, they should get pissed off about all of them, and that's my view on it. I'm fine with them being part of gaming culture, but you can't then tell me I can't be part of this other fucking culture, Rastafarian culture, because
What's,
of my skin color.
What's what's Mister's Twitter handle?
Me?
Yes.
It's a man in copper with
Underscores instead of spaces.
Oh,
Yeah.
the steampunk man.
yeah.
Okay, so here it goes. The hashtag of the day.
Oh shit. Hashtag British white internet. Hashtag the Queen's internet. There we go.
I'm posting both of them as soon as I get off this.
Done. We are Thankfully, I have 2 monitors, so I can retweet this shit while... Oh, fuck you. While on the show.
Well, I'm on my phone, so I can't do crap.
Oh, you're doing this from your phone? That's impressive.
Yep.
Oh, man. Fucking saved right there. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for today's show. I don't think we have anything else, and we just seem to be rambling on about bullshit.
Yep.
And
What
as
I do
fun-
on a daily basis.
Yeah, as fun as that was, we're not really doing anything very productive. So I'll go to each of you. Jim, if people want to hear more of your ramblings, where can they find you?
Well, I often do Androdol streams, which is the_last_ride 1, I think. Myself is XZHYRAX because I couldn't be bothered to try and find a clever Twitter handle. I just gave up after the first 3 tries. Everything was taken. That's what happens when you don't do these things first. Otherwise, yes, you will see me when you see me. Expect
You will
me.
You will see me when you see me. Gee,
You are
that's,
Legion. We will see you when we see you.
Oh.
Expect you.
Exactly.
Oh, anonymous.
Copper, where can people find you if they want to hear more of your ramblings? Oh, I think he's dead.
What?
Where can people find you, Copper,
Oh,
if they want to hear more from
You
you?
can only really find me on Twitter because I don't
Okay.
use anything else really. I mean,
Well,
you can ask for my Steam account, but that's practically it.
What's your home address?
What's your
Dox
home address?
yourself.
What's your phone number? And you have to send me 3 nudes before the this stream ends. It's the rules. Sorry.
You and I both know I can't do that.
Alright. Mozzie, do you want to share your shit out? Okay, Mozzie is also dead apparently. You can find me pretty much at a man in maroon on the Twitters, and obviously on this YouTube channel you're watching it on right now. I host this show. Why aren't you subscribed already? God damn it.
You had one
yeah.
job.
You had one job. Just press the subscribe button, and give me all of your money.
You done goofed.
I think the
Yeah,
last
YouTube
part is
ad
more
money.
important.
Yeah, YouTube ad money.
Just all the money,
So-
all of it.
Oh yeah, please
Donate to my
appreciate
Patreon.
it. Alright, is Mozzie, are you back yet? No. Okay. Well, me and Jim have just retweeted out stuff. So if you find us, you can find him through it, as he's the one we retweeted. If you want to find him, follow that. Goodbye and have a good day.